Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Demo the Warrior here with Austin the Artist. Your
Hello.
favorite your favorite gruesome twosome, your favorite tandem, whatever you want to say. But so this video is gonna be different from our regular wrestling reviews because this is on a topic that I want to talk about because we've heard Austin rant I don't know how many times on AEW
Too
and
much.
and Goldberg and NXT and so I decided it's time for me to talk about something. And I'm not gonna rant, but I want to explain things to people because I feel like this is a topic that I talked about in the past. I've obviously made jokes about it, but I feel like people don't fully understand why I feel the way I do about this. So, if you've seen our previous videos, you've heard me say some things about women's tag team wrestling first, and then now women's wrestling as a whole in general. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea of what I was saying because I'm not a sexist before anybody thinks anything like that. And what I said had nothing to do with being a sexist. So I want to explain why I do not like women's wrestling and why I think it is the worst wrestling right now. So, mainly, I'm going to be talking about WWE because it's the worst there. But in all these other places, like with AEW, I can talk about that because I've seen their women's wrestling. Impact, I've seen a little bit of it, so I can talk about that. But I won't be talking about like Ring of Honor or like other women's wrestling, like Stardom and stuff like that, because I haven't watched that stuff. So that stuff will not be a part of this. But the main women's wrestling that's popular is what I want to discuss here. So basically, you might be asking yourself, and maybe Austin even wonders this too, why do I dislike women's wrestling so much? Have you ever wondered that, Austin?
I think you've told me, so I don't really wonder anymore.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I used to wonder why you hate AEW so much, and I quickly found out why.
Oh yeah, you quickly did.
But, but, um, so this all starts back in 2015 when Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks came up to the main roster and they did that whole stupid fucking team PCB versus Team Bad versus Team Bella shit. And that's when they still had the Divas Championship
Remember when Alicia
and all
Fox
that.
was an honorary Bella Twin for like 6 months?
Yep. Yep. And fucking so we're in the midst of Nikki Bella's reign of terror as women's champion.
And
Before that,
Divas champion
the best women
was a women's champion.
Okay, well, I've gotten used to calling it women's championship because WWE is very, very, very adamant about calling it women's championship now. So I've become used to calling it women's championship. But when Nikki Bella had her reign of terror as Divas champion, before that, you had three great champions. You had Paige. You had the best women's wrestler that they had at that time, AJ Lee, and you had Caitlyn, who was decent. Three decent Divas champions that I think would be good for a women's division that was actually taken serious. But, nevertheless, so Nikki Bella was the champion. I could never take Nikki Bella seriously because she fucking sucked. Bree sucks too. Bree's better than her, but
But you could look, but you
fucking
can't touch, Devin.
I mean, sometimes, I mean, there's some times where I look at the Bella Twins, I'm like, yeah, they're attractive, and then sometimes I look at them, I'm like, I don't know, no, but I don't know. Anyway, so during that whole time, everybody was excited because, like I said, Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte came to the main roster, and everybody was freaking out and was excited, and they're like, oh, the women's revolution is here, and this and that. So at the time, I was excited because I didn't know who any of them were because I didn't watch NXT at that time. I didn't start watching. Well, so I watched NXT back in 2010 when it first debuted. I only watched the first season, then I quit watching it, and then the next time I watched NXT was 2016. The reason I started watching it again was because of Sami Zayn. I've seen Kaval when he was on SmackDown, but I didn't see him on NXT, aka Low Key.
You had to watch Husky Harris versus fucking Husky Harris versus Kaval. I watched that shit. It wasn't good.
I think Kaval was with Lay Cool at the time or something.
Yeah, it was such an awful pairing.
But so the reason I started watching NXT again was because of Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. When Nakamura debuted, that's when I started watching NXT again, and that's when I seen like what NXT became, and I was like, oh my god, how did I not watch this for years? But it's a different story now. NXT sucks fucking cock now, but
yeah, I've been watching NXT since probably 2014. Like I watched the first 2 seasons of NXT, and then I stopped and started watching it back when first NXT, I guess NXT Arrival, was it their first takeover technically? That's when I started watching it.
Yeah. So I didn't know who Becky, Charlotte, or Sasha were at the time. So then they debuted, and at first it looked like they were going to be a team, but then all of a sudden, like, Charlotte and Becky teamed with Paige, and then just because Sasha was fucking black, they put her with Naomi and Tamina for some reason. I don't know why. She had nothing to do with Naomi and Tamina. Maybe it was because at the time, I think she was still NXT Women's Champion and was a heel, so they put her with a heel team, but they had 2 heel teams because Team Bella was also heel, which is kind of stupid. Anyway, so I watched like their matches on Raw and SmackDown because that's when I was watching Raw and SmackDown every week, and I was impressed by them because at that time they were better than any fucking women they had on the roster. They were better than the Bellas. They were better than Natalya. They were better than Alicia Fox. They were better than fucking Summer Rae. They were better than fucking Lana. They were better than... I mean, Paige was like... Before, they was the only good women's wrestler they had. But... So... Because of them, I started watching the women's matches because I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Like, I want to see how these women perform and stuff. And then I watched all the way up until they had their triple threat match at WrestleMania 32. And it was a really good women's match. Probably one of the best seen at that time. That was like the first time where I watched a match, and I was like, that was a really fucking good women's match. And after that, they had Charlotte win the fucking... At the time, it was the Women's Championship, because that was before they made the SmackDown Women's Championship later that year. And... excuse me. So Charlotte then went on her fucking reign of terror, and at the time, I didn't realize what Charlotte was going to turn into. But that's when she
Charlotte's
had
the
Ric Flair
fucking
with her, and Ric Flair would like mess up every fucking match. And oh my, I hated Ric Flair at that time. I wanted him
Charlotte's
to
the
turn to
fucking
dust at that time.
Charlotte's the fucking nightmares you have when you think of wrestling at this point. Like she's there with fucking Vince Russo and goddamn fucking people mentioning Chris Benoit. Like that's the fuck. She's part of that shit.
So, like I said, that's when she had like Ric Flair as her manager for like a year, just about, and it was annoying because Ric Flair would like cause a distraction every single match. Like, and some people say, okay, he's a manager, he's supposed to do that. Yeah, but people like fucking Paul Heyman and shit, they don't do that every single fucking. It was literally like every Raw, every SmackDown, every pay per view, like every single match Charlotte had, Ric Flair would get involved every single time, and it was getting annoying. And Charlotte held the title for a while, and then we got to the tail end of 2016 where they had the draft, and I was so fucking excited. And I was pissed at the time because Raw got all the good fucking people and SmackDown got shafted so fucking hard.
The
But
thing is, I liked SmackDown more because they actually had people that I wanted to see. Like, I wanted to see
yeah,
fucking Styles, Cena, Bray, and shit like that. I even wanted to see Miz at that time. Miz was fucking good at that time. He's not now, but, you know.
yeah. So I fell in love with SmackDown 2016. That was like, since then, that was the last time I truly loved watching wrestling on a weekly basis. Because SmackDown so good every week.
And think
Raw,
about it. It
the
was
first
so
after the
good.
drafting good.
It's so
Like,
good. It was so good, but it had fucking the hype bros. So they made the hype bros look fucking good. And Jinder Mahal.
bro, they made everybody get behind, and they made Heath Slater and Rhino get over in a tag team tournament, and then they had Heath Slater and Rhino win the tag titles, and the people popped like crazy. They made
Somehow,
you care about Heath Slater and Rhino.
somehow they. No, wait, that was Raw. I was about to say somehow they almost made me
You
like
were on
fucking
SmackDown. What are you
Darren.
talking about?
No, I was thinking. No, I was thinking of Darren Young because I was like somehow they almost made me want to like Darren Young, but I forgot he was on Raw at that time.
Yeah. So, like, SmackDown was like goated at that time. Obviously, it's not the best SmackDown ever, but for what we
No.
had at that time, like, it was amazing. And then like they announced like other people coming back to like fucking Shelton Benjamin. It made me fucking hype. They had at the time American Alpha debut, and I fucking loved that tag team. They were so good.
I
Like,
wish, honestly, they didn't break up American Alpha and they had American Alpha be fucking like Team Benjamin, and they would have had like Team Benjamin or
yeah,
something. That would have been fucking cool, but of course not.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin were a really good fucking team.
Yeah, for like 3 months though.
Wise, they were really fucking good.
Only for like 3 months though.
Like at the time, I saw them as like, okay, so they're supposed to be like the new version of the world's greatest tag team. 'Cause that's what they felt like. But then they weren't together that long.
No, it was like
Before,
three,
for some
three,
reason,
4 months.
Shelton turned heel.
No, they were both heel. They were both a heel tag team. And then
I don't fucking remember. God damn it.
I don't know. I think it was Chad Gable. He was like drafted to Raw, and then he teamed with Bobby Roode for some fucking reason, and that's why they broke up the team.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Shelton
But
Benjamin was just shafted.
basically, what I'm trying to say is like, so this part of 2016, I fucking loathe, and this is what started my fucking hatred for women's wrestling. This
cut out and
time
he's like,
period this is what lit the fire.
you were like, this is why. I think you were about to say that this is why I love SmackDown in 2016, and then you cut out and just said this is why I fucking loathed. So
No, I said this time period is what started my hatred for women's wrestling.
oh, okay. It cut out for
Like,
some reason.
and I
And it
fucking
just
loathed it.
sounded weird.
So SmackDown was really fucking good at this time. NXT was good at this time. Raw was dog shit, but Raw's always been dog shit, so there's no surprise. But at the time, they had women like Naomi and Becky Lynch on SmackDown, and then we saw like that's when we seen like Alexa Bliss come to the main roster, and we saw Carmella come to the main roster, and all that. I think Asuka came to the main roster around that time too.
Asuka didn't come to the main
Fucking-
roster until like the end of 2017.
Are you
Because
sure?
I'm sure because she debuted around after Hell in a Cell, was still fucking she was still like undefeated, and she destroyed the entire Survivor Series team. And like the SmackDown Survivor Series team for 2017, and then she won the 2018 Royal Rumble and went on to face Charlotte, and then lost because that was her debut run. So yeah, in 2017.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because her fucking, I know one of her first matches they had. It was like TLC 2017. And it was against fucking Emma. That was like one of Emma's last matches. Because I remember that's when Leo Rush got fucking shit on Twitter because he said, because I remember like she lost to Asuka and then Emma got released, and he was like, I guess she wasn't ready for Asuka or something. And then I remember Leo Rush got a lot of fucking heat for that.
I mean, to be
But anyway,
fair,
getting
Leo
off
Rush
track.
gets heat for everything. Thank God he's retired.
We'll see how long his retirement lasts. But
Maybe it'll be like Kylie Ray, and
fuck yeah.
he'll just fucking sign with NWA in a few weeks.
who knows? But so, like, at the end of 2016 in like the women's division looked promising, and NXT was killing it with their women's division. They had people like Asuka, Bailey was still in NXT. They had fucking Ember Moon. They had fucking Nikki Cross. They had like, I can't remember. The Iconics were still in it. They were building up at that point in time, and it all looked promising. But then the Raw Women's Championship feud happened between Charlotte and Sasha Banks, and that began my descent into madness with women's wrestling. Because number one,
Oh no.
on that initial Raw episode after the draft, they had Sasha win the women's championship from Charlotte. Great moment. Great match. And then for whatever reason, like a week later, Sasha lost it back to Charlotte. And then like a week later, she won it back from Charlotte. And then a week, she lost it to Charlotte. And then a week later, she won it back. So in the span of like 2 months, Sasha and Charlotte became like four and 5 time women's champions. That was number one. Number two, this was around when they had the first ever women's Hell in a Cell.
Oh
This
God.
was one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. First of all, the build up. What? Are you gonna answer me?
What did you say?
I said you're laughing. I said what?
I'm just laughing because, like, fucking, I remember the fucking Hell in a Cell match. I remember watching it live and it was so fucking bad.
I was watching it live too because I was like, okay. So at the time, WWE was promoting it as, oh my god, it's the first time ever the women inside Hell in a Cell.
It was main event too.
They main evented that pay-per-view, and it was in Sasha Banks' hometown. Yeah. So, first of all, the build-up to that match fucking sucked because Raw fucking sucks, and they didn't know how to build a single fucking feud at that time. SmackDown was fucking goat tier with what they were doing at the time. But Raw was like fucking on some fucking somas at that time because they just didn't book fucking anything. They still don't, but that's besides the point. Like, I just don't understand how you can build up a match like in Sasha's hometown as the main event and then not even have Sasha win. That never made sense to me. But apparently, from what wrestling fans say, that's something that WWE does a lot. They have, like, wrestlers lose in their hometown for whatever reason a lot.
Keith Lee lost in
Don't
his
know
hometown.
why. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why they do that. But, so this Hell in a Cell match fucking sucked. It did not live up to the hype. It was so bad, and the women were so ill fit for a Hell in a Cell that they couldn't. Charlotte tried at least a good 7 times and could not break the fucking table. No matter what the fuck she tried. She tried throwing Sasha into it. She tried powerbombing her, slamming her. The table would not budge. It was like a fucking New Japan table.
Are we
That's
talking about the
they made it
announce
look
table?
like
Or are we talking about the one table that I'm thinking of?
both.
I remember the fucking Charlotte just threw the end of the match. Just Charlotte just threw Sasha Banks onto a table. She was like flopping like a fish on it, and then fucking she just rolled off 1, 2,
It just
3.
wouldn't break.
Charlotte just fucking gave up, and she was
break.
Charlotte just gave up and fucking pinned her, and she was like 1, 2, 3, and it was over.
Yeah. And with the announce table, she tried to put her through that multiple times. And the only way she was able to get her through it is for whatever dumb reason Sasha decided, hey, I'm going to just fucking pretend to be Mick Foley and start climbing the fucking wall. And then Charlotte, like, grabbed her and powerbombed her on her fucking neck through the goddamn announce table, and it fucking broke. And look, it was so bad. And then, like, the match itself wasn't even that good. It was, like, it was just, I mean, it was back and forth, but it was just, like, everything they tried to do just looked so weak, and you could just tell, like...
Everything went wrong. Like, all the spots they planned went fucking terribly.
I know, here comes the people in the comments. Oh, that happened 5 years ago. Shut up. Why are you shitting on something that happened 5 years ago? I'm trying to... This is a storybook. I'm trying to tell you the story of why I hate women's wrestling.
If they say that, people still shit on Katie Vick. I still shit on Katie Vick, and that happened like fucking... Let's see, it's 2021, almost 20 years ago now.
People still shit on Chris Benoit. That shit happened in 2007.
Yeah.
Fucking
like,
20 years ago. Wait, not
what?
20 years ago.
What the fuck?
Fucking
11 years ago.
However fucking long. I don't even goddamn know.
It's 11 years.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because 2007 to 2017 is 10 years, so add 4 more years to that, that's 11.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, so this fucking Women's Hell in a Cell was god awful, and the way they over promoted it, and this is what started this.
Oh wait, I'm
So
dumb. Wait a
what?
second. Okay, I'm stupid. Okay, I just said 2007 to 2017 was 10 years. Add 4 more to that, and that's 11. I'm fucking dumb. That's 14 years. I'm fucking stupid. You were gonna let me fucking go with that too. God damn it.
Austin called me stupid. Ends up being stupid himself.
Oh, I'm fucking dumb. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck.
So the way they built that match was basically how all this it's when this women's initiative started, because that's when they started the whole women's empowerment fucking shit, and fucking the women can do everything the men can shit, and the women's movement and women's this and women's that. That's all around where it was all starting. And that match is what fucking started, because if you remember the way they were pushing that match, it was, oh, the women in the Hell in a Cell, first time ever, the women in the Hell in a Cell, first time ever, women main eventing a pay-per-view. They made it about their gender, not about the competitors that were in the match. That was the problem I had, is they made it about the agenda, and they made it about the gender, rather than making it about the fucking rivalry and the fucking people involved in the match. Instead of worrying about the storytelling and making the match good, they cared more about the initiative and pandering to the fucking... God, that's two mess ups.
Alright.
Are we recording again?
Yeah, we're recording. I was dumb and accidentally fucking clicked the thing. I'm so dumb today.
Austin is trying to defend the women's movement. That's why you cut me off.
No, I'm not. I did not mean to do that.
So basically, what I was saying before my co-host here decided to take the microphone away from me. Now I have to go grab a megaphone like CM Punk did.
Oh my fucking god! Let's not talk about CM Punk at this time, because you know what's going on.
Yeah. So, like I said, they were promoting the match more so because of their gender and the whole fucking women's empowerment shit, rather than the actual story going into the match and the actual rivalry and the two women involved in the match. And that's what I had a problem with, and that's why I disliked it so much, because I didn't care about their gender. I didn't care if it was the first time ever women's Hell in a Cell. I didn't care if it was for the women's movement, women's empowerment bullshit. I didn't care. I cared about their rivalry. I cared about the two women involved in that match. And because of all that initiative shit, I think the match ended up suffering for it. Because it was all around badly, the story was badly booked, the match was put together poorly, the rivalry was poor, and it was all about the fucking initiative. All it was to get a message over. That was my first big issue. And after that, things were just never the same. Because after that, they kept doing all this fucking first time ever women's shit, and it just, oh my god, like I think they did, it was like a first ever women's fucking table match or something. They did fucking, I don't know if it was the first ever or not, but they did fucking Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss, and that's where Alexa Bliss won her first championship. And then they did fucking the first ever women's, keep in mind, this was the actual first ever the women's last woman standing match, I think is what it was Asuka and Nikki Cross. And they had already done the first ever women's Iron Woman match with Sasha and Bayley. So they were already doing this stuff, but NXT wasn't like going like fucking shoving a goddamn cock in your throat talking about the goddamn initiative. But as soon as they started happening on the main roster, that's when that started. And so then we got the first time ever women's TLC, the first time ever women's Money in the Bank, the first time ever women's fucking Age, or fucking, I don't even goddamn know at this point. Fucking first time ever women's Royal Rumble came later. First ever women's main event at WrestleMania, which you are gonna, oh my god, I can't, oh, I'm gonna talk about that match. You just wait, I'm gonna talk about that fucking match. I will talk about that fucking match. But, so, after that Hell in a Cell, ever since then, the entire women's division got worse. SmackDown's got worse. Raw's got even worse. To where I didn't care about any of their women. Their storylines were dumb. Charlotte was always the fucking champion. Fucking on SmackDown, Alexa Bliss was always the fucking champion. And then, like I said, he had all those first time ever fucking matches where fucking James Ellsworth fucking helped Carmella win the Money in the Bank. And then we had to, oh my god, we had to suffer through Carmella as fucking women's champion. Oh my god, don't even get me started on the fucking Carmella and Asuka rivalry. Oh my fucking god, I wanted to shoot myself. Oh my fucking god. Remember when they had the fucking Asuka versus Carmella? Asuka versus Carmella with fucking James Ellsworth in the goddamn shark cage and shit.
Yeah, I remember.
All that dumb, nonsensical shit. And then at one point, they fucking on Raw, Bayley ended up debuting, and then it went from Sasha and Charlotte every fucking week to Bayley and Charlotte every fucking week, and then they flip-flopped the title back and forth so many goddamn times. That's how Charlotte got so many title runs. I hope you know that. That's how Charlotte has so many women's title runs. And this is something that JD from New York said, and I firmly believe it. There is not one single Charlotte Flair title reign that is memorable.
Yeah, pretty
Am I
true.
wrong?
It's pretty true.
What title reign of Charlotte's is memorable? Because all her title wins.
I remember the one where she beat Becky and then lost
just to give her
it.
another reign. That's all it was.
I remember the one where she beat Becky at Money in the Bank and then she lost it like immediately to Bayley. Hello?
Mm-hmm. How it always is. Not a single. And it makes you. Austin loves AEW. AEW. Austin loves AEW.
You're
Austin
lagging.
loves AEW.
Like,
Austin
for some
loves
reason.
AEW.
Okay, calm down. Calm fucking down. You're lagging for some reason. Like you fucking just fucking lag for some.
Austin wants to eat Goldie like groceries. So, before I was interrupted by Austin's Missouri internet, I was gonna say, fucking, that every Charlotte Flair title reign has just been Charlotte wins the title, loses it shortly after, just to get her fucking title reign numbers up. That's all that fucking was. Every single time that woman held a championship, it was to just give her another title reign number. And it pisses me off when people call Charlotte the greatest of all time just because of the fact, like, she's a great women's wrestler. I'm not denying her talent and her ability and all that. She's a great women's wrestler. She's one of the best that they have. My problem is people saying she's the greatest of all time just because of the amount of title reigns she has. Like, the amount of title reigns, like, fucking John Cena has 16 fucking title reigns. But John Cena's title reigns are way more fucking memorable than fucking Charlotte's. I mean, you had his great rivalry with Batista going into WrestleMania 26. You had his title reign after he won it from fucking JBL at WrestleMania 21. You had fucking the title feud of him and Triple H going into WrestleMania 22. You had John Cena and Shawn Michaels' whole rivalry over the WWE Championship.
You had
like,
John Cena versus winning the title at WrestleMania 25 as well.
Yeah. So, like, and I hate how people just say Charlotte's the greatest of all time just because of how many titles she won. Like, that's just, that's a non-argument because
It's dumb.
I want all of these fucking Charlotte stands and shit to genuinely tell me which title reign of Charlotte is memorable. What title reign does Charlotte have that's memorable? That you look back on and like, yeah, that was a great fucking rivalry Charlotte had. Yeah, that was a... Remember when Charlotte had that title reign for this many months and how good that was? You won't find one. You won't find one. So, in the midst of all that, like, that you also had at that time, that's when Mickie James came back. Because I remember she faced Asuka in NXT, and then she ended up coming back on SmackDown as fucking La Luchadora, that fucking stupid shit. And then eventually they got to where they had like this women's 6-pack challenge at WrestleMania. I think it was like Alexa Bliss versus Carmella versus Naomi versus Natalia versus there was 2 other fucking women in there. I can't remember who it was, but I think Tamina might have been one of them. I don't fucking remember. But like that's when they gave Naomi the championship, and I think Becky Lynch was in that match too. But that's when they gave Naomi the championship, and I was like, yes, they finally gave Naomi something. The crowd loved it, and Naomi's title reign fucking sucked ass. She turned the goddamn championship into a fucking goddamn Rue 21 goddamn LED fucking light up title. I don't know why she did that, but then you also had at that WrestleMania, you had what should have been a fucking 4 horsewoman fatal 4-way. You should have had Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha versus Bayley, but no, because they did Charlotte versus Sasha versus Bayley versus Nia fucking Jax of all fucking people.
This is 33, right?
Yep.
Oh god, I forgot about that shit.
Yo. Nia Jax was in that match for no fucking reason.
Because they were pushing her. That's why she was in the match.
Oh, we'll get to WrestleMania 34. Just give me a second. Because no, let's just get to it now. So 27 division got even worse because you had women like Carmella having title reigns and Alexa Bliss had title reigns. You still had fucking Charlotte winning the title so fucking much. They took Bayley's hugger gimmick and made it one of the cringiest fucking things I've ever seen. They made Sasha look like a fucking scrub. And then eventually they brought the Riot Squad up too. Made them look like a bunch of scrubs. And then then we get to WrestleMania 34. And so that year, 2018, we have Asuka winning the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. So she says she's going to go for Charlotte. Well, it looks like she's going to go for Charlotte. And then guess what? Guess who decides to debut that night? Austin's favorite women's wrestler of all time, Ronda Rousey, decides to debut. Completely overshadowing Asuka's win and making Asuka feel non-important. So then we get the build of Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie, while also getting Asuka and Charlotte. And Asuka and Charlotte was a good WrestleMania match. Let me talk about this first. Ronda's debut at WrestleMania in that tag match was good. It wasn't a bad match. And then you had Charlotte and Asuka. Great women's match. 2 great women's wrestlers.
And then you had Devin's favorite match.
Why? No, you're going to fucking sit there and wait until I'm done talking about this match. Because I want to, and from this day, this moment in time, in April 2018, since fucking then, Asuka has never been the same.
No,
why?
She fucking sucks now.
Why did they have Asuka's undefeated streak end? Why? Why did they make she didn't even get pinned? They made her tap out to the figure 8. Why?
Which is even more disrespectful, honestly.
I'm telling you why, because Vince McMahon does not like Japanese people. That's
Oh
why.
my fucking god.
There's never been a Japanese WWE champion. Every
I've
Japanese person
actually
in WWE gets a silly gimmick like
I actually
Kung
looked
Fu Naki
I
and
actually looked
fucking
back
Kai and Tai,
I looked
fucking
back
choppy
at
choppy your pee pee,
I
and
looked back at
fucking.
Kai and Tai, and apparently for
Mhm.
Funaki and Taka Michinoku, they they didn't even use their real voices for promos. They dubbed over the really racist voice, and it was so fucked.
And yeah, and then you had like Jimmy Wang Yang, and you had fucking Kung Fu Naki, and they turned Yoshi Tatsu into a fucking joke, and fucking and then you have Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka win the Royal Rumbles. Both of them fucking lost at WrestleMania. Why? Why? And then they fucking. This is a little off subject, but they turned Nakamura heel where he starts punching everybody in the nuts. And then fucking they made Asuka lose her undefeated streak. Why?
Remember when they made
Why?
Shinsuke say "Me no speak English"? English. That's what they
Yeah.
fucking. I remember that shit. It was awful. Why the fuck?
Yeah. Why? Asuka's undefeated streak was one of the longest they ever had. Then they fucking had to have her lose to Charlotte, and this is why I cannot stand Charlotte. I can't, because every fucking time when it has something to do with Charlotte, they always have to give Charlotte moment after moment after moment after moment. Title. Fucking bitch goes and get a goddamn fucking breast implant. Oh, title match. Bitch gets her fucking lips injected. Oh, title match. Gets fucking ass surgery. Oh, title match when you come back. It's every fucking time. I'm fucking sick to death of it. But
We all are.
I was livid when Charlotte beat Asuka because it was so dumb. Because then, like, Asuka wasted her Royal Rumble win, and then after that, she became a fucking joke. I mean, she did end up winning the fucking SmackDown Women's Championship, but like, she just never like. After that, you didn't look at her and say, "That's fucking Asuka." You looked at her and say, "Oh, that's Asuka," and it sucks because she's better than that. And they had to give that fucking WrestleMania win to Charlotte, and oh my fucking god. And then we get to the one of the worst women's feuds and matches I've ever seen.
I actually have insight on this. It could have been worse, Devin. It could have been fucking worse. Okay.
Worse, you say?
Yeah, it could have been worse because we're talking about the Alexa and Nia one, right?
Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship.
Alright, it could have been worse because if Enzo Amore did not get released, it would have been a thing where Enzo was in a relationship with Nia Jax, and it turned out that for some reason, the reason why Nia Jax and Alexa would have faced off at WrestleMania for the championship wouldn't have been because she got bullied. No, it would have been because Enzo cheated on her with Alexa Bliss.
Wonderful.
So thank fucking God that Enzo got released, because if not, it would have got even fucking worse.
Why are you saying thank God? The match still happened.
I know, but it would have been worse.
It wouldn't have fucking goddamn mattered. Did you see that fucking match? Oh my fucking god. I mean, literally the match was over fucking bullying. Like, what the fuck?
Be a star.
Oh my fuck. And that's when they had fucking Mickie James was with Alexa Bliss for some dumb reason. And then Mickie James fucking sits here on a fucking interview and says, "Oh, I wish I could have did my hardcore country gimmick in WWE, and I think I would have had a better run." Yeah, look at you. Now you're back in fucking Impact with your hardcore country, and fucking, what are you doing? Oh, you're having a feud with Deonna Purrazzo. Okay, you ain't gonna fucking win. Fucking, you're in Impact, which has one row of fucking crowd seating. Okay, so sit your fucking ass down. I mean, God, but so this match, was one of the worst displays of women's wrestling I've ever seen. And this is what it stems from, because WWE kept booking women's matches like this, and they treated their women's division like this. Let's not forget, Austin, one of the worst rivalries I've ever seen. Does anybody remember the Alexa Bliss segment, Bayley, This Is Your Life? Anybody remember that shit? That god-awful fucking rivalry?
I remember that.
Anybody remember that? I remember that.
I do.
I almost threw up. It was that bad.
Oh my fucking god.
Alexa Bliss, who can't fucking wrestle, and then fucking Bayley, who had the cringiest fucking character of all fucking time.
Oh god.
Oh my god, it was awful. It was awful. And then and people say I'm sexist, but during that rivalry, the only fucking thing people talked about was when they had their match. They were talking about how hot Alexa Bliss's ass looked in her Iron Man gear. That's all fucking people talked about.
I mean,
so,
at that
you call
point,
me sexist, you fucking wrestling fans, check your fucking goddamn self first.
At that point in time, that's all I cared about Alexa Bliss. So, you know,
that's all I care about for Alexa Bliss now. Yeah, I know you do too.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure. Yeah, pretty much.
No,
pretty much. Yeah.
WWE basically kept booking horrible women's matches like that. NXT was still good because you had fucking Ember Moon as NXT Women's Champion at one point. I think Nikki Cross was Women's Champion at one point. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly. But NXT's women's division was doing good. And then oh my fucking god, you had Nia Jax as a women's champion. Alexa Bliss is a 5-time women's champion, I think. You had fucking Carmella as women's champion. Oh my fucking god, what? And then on top of that, the only fucking women's champion outside of that was goddamn Charlotte. My god, what a hellhole time that was. And they had other women there. Cause I remember I remember one of the dumbest fucking segments. This made me want to fucking kick Shane McMahon in his fucking dick because he fucking was building up. Oh, SmackDown got a big fucking women's draft pick, and then here walks out fucking Tamina. Oh boy. And no, she got no reaction from the crowd. The crowd looked like they fucking downed an entire bottle of fucking NyQuil because nobody cares about Tamina. And then what made the segment even worse, what made it 10 times worse, is I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Tamina's on SmackDown. Who gives a fuck if Tamina's on fucking SmackDown? Who fucking cares?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Oh.
Devin, before this video started, he's like, I want this to be like a 30-40 minute video. It's so much longer.
Because I need to detail my whole story. So, what made this 10 times worse, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh boy, Tamina's on SmackDown. Hooray, yippee-ki-yay, I don't care. Then I hear Charlotte's music. I fucking threw my TV remote. I was so mad. Like, why? And then she won the SmackDown Women's title not long after that. Great job. You brought Tamina to SmackDown and said, oh, big women's draft pick. Guess what? She didn't win her first championship until this fucking year. And the title she won isn't even a real championship. So great job. Great job. Anyway, so this was like a really dark time for women's wrestling. And people can say whatever they want. Oh, you're just a hater on women's wrestling and this and that. No. I'm not. You people are wrong. That's what I'm saying to you right now. You people have no standards, and you're wrong. You're telling me Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss was good. You're telling me Charlotte's fucking 10 title reigns was good. You're telling me Bayley's cringy fucking character was good. You're telling me Carmella as women's champion was good.
At least Bayley's character wasn't as cringy as fucking Tamina's character right before WrestleMania 36. Remember that shit?
I wasn't watching at that time, so I don't know.
Okay, so there was a promo on WrestleMania 36, like, to hype up the 6-man match that they did. And basically...
Oh, Austin, you sexist. It's a 6-woman's match. You called it a men's match. You're getting canceled.
6 women's match. I'm fucking sorry. Whatever. I'm just trying to mention a fucking goddamn cringy moment. But Tamina did a promo. It was like a fucking staged promo. And basically she was like, she would put her hand in front of her fucking face, and she would either turn happy or mad. Let me see if I can find it, actually.
Great.
Because it was one of the worst fucking things I ever seen, and it was so embarrassing because not only was I watching it, it was at a time where my family was watching it too. It was so fucking embarrassing just to watch. Oh god, Tamina.
So while you're looking that up, it just became worse and worse. Were bad because all they kept doing every week through 2018, they kept doing was Sasha and Bayley versus the Riot Squad every single fucking week, every week, and it'd either be like Sasha and Bayley versus the Riot Squad, or it would be Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad because they don't got nothing to do with Natalya. Hey, let's just pull that fucking goddamn vanilla ice cream out of the freezer and mix it in with our flavors for this week because, oh my god. So it was bad, man. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to you, and I don't understand why people so hard. It was not good at all, and I'm not sitting here trying to shit on the women because it's not their fault. It's Charlotte's fault because, oh my god, did I tell you about Charlotte's fucking ego, Austin? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, she has an ego.
Yeah, because literally the reason Charlotte beats everybody is because she refuses to put anybody over. Yeah. When someone actually does beat Charlotte, that's because Charlotte allows them to beat her. But when she was having matches with people like Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan and all that, she refused to put them over because of her own fucking ego. So fuck you, Charlotte. And fuck everybody who defends Charlotte. But, so, it was just bad. It was all fucking bad. And that was, unfortunately, when SmackDown got really bad, too. Because they fired Ryan Ward. Amazing fucking writer. He wrote for NXT, and so they had him on SmackDown in 2016. Fired him for some reason. Replaced him with, I don't even know who they replaced him with. Then, on top of that, they lost Mauro Ranallo. Thank you, fucking JBL, for that. But then we did get Mauro on NXT for a little bit. But anyway, oh my god, and dude, every time they would build towards a women's Survivor Series match, it was so cringe. Every women's promo was cringe. None of the women are tough. None of them. Every time they went out there and did a promo, they were like, it would sound so overly scripted, cringy, and awful, and they tried to act tough, but they were not fucking close to being tough. Even Ronda Rousey, a former UFC fucking fighter, sounded like a fucking little bitch. Like, oh my god, like oh my god, that's when they started doing rivalries like Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax when fucking Ronda was women's champion, and fucking Ronda versus Alexa Bliss and shit. And then they did Ronda versus Charlotte, and then they did I still think to this day Ronda Rousey's best match was against Sasha Banks at the 2019 Royal Rumble. That was Ronda Rousey's best match that she had. I'm just gonna pretend like the Evolution pay-per-view never happened because that pay-per-view was god awful.
I'm
And
sorry.
all you
I'm
fucking
really
women
trying to
supporters
find
out
this
there can come at
promo.
me. I'm not trying to offend anyone. It was bad. Why do you think they never did another Evolution pay-per-view? It was bad. It did not sell well. All that. When you have
Have
your
they
main
really
event
buried
as Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella, no one's gonna want to fucking watch that bullshit. So, so
Well,
for all
it
this
looks
time,
like it was such a bad promo that they've buried it to
mm-hmm.
where I can't fucking find it. So I'm gonna have to just explain it. So basically, Tamina was just sitting in a room, and like half of it was like it looked like it was daytime, and it was like cartoon clouds and shit. And then when she would put like her hands, like her hand like past her face, like it would go kind of like the happy sad thing. It would turn into like a dark abyss and shit. And she was like saying how the fucking WWE Women's Championship makes her happy, and then but every opponent she had makes her mad. And she would keep fucking putting her fucking hand in front of her face. I tried to find the fucking promo, but they buried it. I don't know how. Like they knew that was bad. It was. I
I wish they
remember
would
it.
bury this whole division.
I remember they were showing that on 36. Somebody's got to remember that fucking promo. If you remember that promo, fucking I might not be remember it completely correctly, but it was somewhat something like that. If you remember what I'm talking about, people in the comments tell me. Like try to find it. I might have to go on a fucking like searching spree to find that shit. Just to see how bad it is still. But go on.
So through that time, they were bringing women up because they also that's when they brought up like they brought up Sanity without Nikki Cross. Then they eventually brought Nikki Cross up. Then they brought up people like Ember Moon and the Iconics and shit.
Dear
And it
God, we're
just
still
didn't
in
get any better.
2018. We're still in 2018.
Yeah.
Oh
It,
my
like
God.
you had all these like new women coming up from NXT, but it still didn't matter because the only women they pushed was Sasha, Bailey, Charlotte, and Becky, and Ronda, and fucking Alexa Bliss. That's the only women they pushed, and fucking you know, what matter of fact, I won't even put Sasha and Bailey in there towards the end of 2018 to 2019 because that's when they were fucking pushing. That's when they started really pushing Becky Lynch, which was like one of the best things they had for a while in the women's division. And fucking, they were uber pushing Ronda and uber pushing fucking Charlotte,
It
and the
was the
whole
lead
rest of
up.
the women's division.
It was the lead up to their big conclusive women's main event.
I'm gonna talk about it in a second. So it fucking put the whole women's division had to be put in the back seat to this because this match that they built between Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte was for both women's titles, and this was I don't even remember who. I think Becky won the 2019 Women's Rumble because, and I was happy when this happened because Lana got taken out and couldn't be in the Rumble, and fucking God must have fucking answered a prayer that day and took Lana out of the fucking Royal
But
Rumble and put Becky Lynch in.
that was the same Royal Rumble pay-per-view where Nia Jax was in the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble at the same fucking night.
I was flipping furniture over when she came out. In that, dude, I was popping so hard when she fucking got RKO'd and 619 and all that shit.
We're recording again. I'm sorry.
Austin trying to prevent me
No, I'm not trying to prevent
from
anything.
telling my story.
I'm not trying to prevent
once
anything.
again,
I'm not trying to prevent anything. I
it's
thought I
'cause-
canceled
it's because
it.
he's an advocate for women's wrestling.
No, I'm not.
So at the time that we're talking about is when they also added in the women's tag team championships. So they added it at Elimination Chamber 2019, and Sasha Banks and Bayley were the inaugural women's tag team champions. So keep in mind the teams in that match were Sasha Banks and Bayley, which were, I think they were called the Boston Hug Connection, I think.
Yes.
Then you had fucking the Iconics in there, okay? You had, I wish they were still a team because they were a great team. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they were called Fire and Desire. They were good as a team.
And then they had
And then-
Beth Phoenix and Natalia.
They were they in the Elimination Chamber?
Oh no, I thought you were
know
talking
they
about.
had-
I thought you were talking about WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we're talking about the pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Well, we're talking about the two pay-per-views before WrestleMania. So in the Elimination Chamber match, you had the Boston Hug Connection, the Iconics, Fire and Desire.
Absolution.
You had Awesome. That's the same team.
Oh shit, that's right. Because
What are you
I
on
was-
about?
I was thinking about fucking the Riots. I thought the Riot Squad was Absolution. I'm so fucking dumb. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
You said it with such confidence too. You said Absolution. I said Fire and Desire.
I was thinking of the fucking.
Absolution.
I was thinking of fucking the Riot Squad for some
Oh
goddamn
my
reason.
God.
I thought fucking Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan was in fucking Absolution. What the fuck is wrong with me?
No. So it was
Oh,
Boston
I'm
Hug
done.
Connection, Fire and Desire, Riot
Oh,
Squad.
I remember. No, I
Um,
remember this because
Goddamn. It was-
Carmella and Naomi were in this as a team, and everybody was just chanting Corey Graves.
they were,
Corey Graves.
I think they were called Fabulous Glow. I think.
Yeah, but this is at the time that they thought Carmella was like a homewrecker. So fucking everybody
remember
was
that.
chanting Corey Graves.
Oh, you know what other team was in this fucking match? Fucking Nia Jax and Tamina. Don't forget they used to be a team. They were called the Samoan Slaughterhouse, or as a lot of people called them, the Samoan Steakhouse. They're both fucking fat. Anyway,
I was honestly thinking like the Samoan Shamus, but you know, whatever.
so Sasha Banks match. It was. I mean, it sucked until it got down to Fire and Desire and Sasha Banks and Bayley. They had a really good back and forth. That showed me like Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are good. It's just they've not used them correctly, and that's why. I mean, when you put Mandy Rose with Dana Brooke, of course she's gonna look like fucking shit. When you put her with goddamn Otis, of course she's gonna look like shit. When you put goddamn Sonya Deville as a GM, of course she's gonna look like shit. Oh my god. Oh, this got really good, and then Sasha and Bayley won the women's tag titles. It was a great moment, and it was like, okay, so if they put these titles in an elimination chamber and had this moment, they're obviously taking these titles seriously. Right.
Ew! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I just fucking saw a picture of what Summer Rae looks like now, and I'm just ew. She looks even more plastic than fucking Carmella. But
Meanwhile,
no, that
Austin likes women like Kimberly.
no, I fucking don't. But fucking yeah, they were not gonna make like I didn't see. Actually, I was enjoying the fucking women's tag team division at that time because after the Boston Hug Connection, a team that I enjoyed won the championship from them. But we had to sit through Fastlane first, though. So you can talk about that.
Oh, so, well, I don't remember what happened at that fast lane, so I'm going to skip the rest of
No,
it because I remember
I remember
What happened to
Fastlane.
Fastlane then? Since you're such a Fastlane historian.
No, I remember that Fastlane because it was so fucking boring that I can never get that time back. So I have to remember it at this point. But it was Nia Jax and Tamina versus the Boston Hug Connection, and it was one of the worst fucking matches I ever seen.
Anytime Nia Jax or Tamina step anywhere near a ring, that is going to be the worst you've ever seen. I want people to understand that because there's people that defend Nia Jax. There's people that said they want Nia Jax to shit in their mouth. Austin saw these, so Austin knows what I'm talking about.
I know. So trust me, it was
There are some
scarring.
sick people out there.
It was fucking scarring. But
How people defend this woman, I don't know.
There's also people when I was looking up for the Tamina video that were crying at the reaction about Tamina winning their first championship. There was like thumbnails of people crying reacting to her championship win.
Oh boy.
So...
Tell her to actually win a women's championship and then come back to me.
Oh my god.
Crying over the women's tag titles. Get the fuck out of here. I hate how everybody acts like those titles are so historic and important. At the time when they got introduced, they were. Because for some of you ungodly women's wrestling stands were non-stop asking for fucking women's tag team championships. I don't know why we did not need those championships. And now look what you did, because there's 2 sets of them now. 2.
Oh, you can
God.
count 3
Anyway,
if you want to count fucking the Knockouts tag championships.
But, so...
Hello?
Are you proud of yourself?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You fucking goddamn Access TV, goddamn fucking Don Callis, Impact Wrestling fucking Mark. How dare you bring those titles up?
Well, I mean, they're just as fucking bad as the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships and the fucking NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
And the thing is, like WWE made it seem like another first time ever, because it's the first time ever women's elimination chamber. I think I could be wrong on that. And it was the first time ever women's tag team championships. It wasn't, because Impact had those fucking Knockouts tag titles way back in the day, because fucking the goddamn beautiful people held them, fucking Velvet Sky and Angelina Love and shit.
Which Velvet Sky is a wonderful woman. Don't kill me, Bully Ray. I don't want to die.
Basically, what Austin's trying to say: reality sex with your wife.
No. Bully, stay on Busted Open Radio. I don't want... No. She's a wonderful person. I don't want to have a relationship with your wife. If we're talking about Josh Matthews, though, I would love to have a relationship with his wife. There you go. Don't kill me.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we go, and they make you think that these women's tag team titles are going to be an important thing, right? No. So Sasha Banks and Bayley go to NXT and Raw and SmackDown. La-di-da-di-da. We're the women's tag team champions. We'll show up on any show. We'll defend the titles on any show. Then WrestleMania comes, and they do Sasha Banks and Bayley versus the Iconics versus, I think it was Nia and Tamina. I could be wrong. Versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And It was awful because anything to do with women's tag teams is ungodly awful. And you add Nia Jackson Tamina on top of that, you're just looking for a fucking disaster.
But there was a bright side to this, Devin.
So
because after this match, Nia Jax took time off, and we didn't have to see her for a couple months. So there was a bright side to that.
Hey, I don't know who had the longer break after this match, Nia Jax or the women's tag team titles, because the Iconics won the women's tag team titles and then disappeared for 6 months and didn't defend them a single fucking time.
Yeah, and then they lost them to Alexa and Cross.
Then Sasha Banks also left for like 8 months. And then everybody was making these fucking fake ass reports. I'm talking to you, fucking Wrestling News Now and Sean's View Entertainment and Wrestling World CC, fucking saying, oh, Sasha Banks threw a crybaby fit backstage and quit WWE. Yeah, go fuck yourself. That's not what happened. Anyway, so the Iconics just fucking disappeared after winning the titles, barely ever defended them, and then lost them to, I think it was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross they lost them to?
Yes. On Raw, by the way. It was on Raw.
Yeah, so completely fucking pointless. And I knew from the moment that the Iconics were not defending their titles, and especially fucking the way Sasha and Bayley's title reign went, I knew these titles were going to be a fucking joke.
And I just realized, after Cross and fucking Alexa won it, they only had it for like a month. And then they lost them to the fucking Kabuki Warriors at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, yeah. Yep. They completely ruined Asuka and Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane didn't even get a chance to do anything. She got brought up specifically. Keep in mind, she got brought specifically to be Asuka's tag team partner because, hey, she's Japanese. Let's put her with their own race. And then, on top of that, for some unknown reason, their manager was Paige. I don't know why she was their manager.
Paige, yeah.
Also, we didn't talk about this. 20 was when Paige came back to wrestling, because last time we seen Paige before that was the whole fucking when her and Xavier Woods and Brad Maddox were sucking and fucking on camera. But after that and her fucking abusive relationship with Alberto Del Rio, she was gone for a while, and then she made her big return in 2018, and then a few months later got a neck injury and fucking retired, and then became SmackDown general manager, didn't do much, and then came to Kabuki Warriors fucking manager, and then got fucking spit in her face, and then she was gone. To host
and now
fucking
she's
WWE backstage, which didn't.
Now she's a Barbie doll on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. But so we got into a situation where we had fucking Nia and Tamina as a team. You had the Kabuki Warriors, the Iconics, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. That were like their 4 fucking goddamn tag teams that wrestled like every single fucking week. Oh my god. Oh, it was bad, man. Every single wish was booked so badly. Every single women's promo was so bad, so poorly acted, so cringe because it's overly scripted. And I just understand how people just love that women's wrestling so much. Like, I like women's wrestling. I like women's wrestling. I have a lot of women's wrestlers that I like, which after I'm done telling the story, I'm going to tell you every single women's wrestler that I like. But then we got to the stage where it got into the COVID era. And also with the women's titles, Becky was fucking champion for a goddamn year, and the only fucking rivalry she had was fucking Lacey Evans, who also can barely fucking wrestle. She fucking sucks. And then
But you gotta act like a
fucking
real lady, Devin.
and it had that dumb rivalry where, oh, did you know that Becky Lynch is Seth Rollins' girlfriend? Then the next week, oh, did you know that Seth Rollins is Becky Lynch's boyfriend? Oh, all of a sudden, Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans are a team now. And then
Remember when
fucking
fucking Lacey Evans put Seth Rollins' initials on her ass? And basically did
remember
like the
when
beautiful.
Baron Corbin hit Becky Lynch with a fucking end of days, and then all the fucking women's movement activists got all fucking mad because
I'm
you can't
sorry.
hit women.
I'm sorry, but if that was fine. Becky agreed to take it, so that was
See, they're all
fine.
hypocrites though, because when it's the same, or like a women's wrestler slaps a male, like when fucking Becky Lynch hit the people's elbow on Baron Corbin, or like if a woman kicks a man in the nuts, or like a woman does a wrestling move on a man, that's fine. But I'm not trying to get too deep in this, but as soon as Baron Corbin hits the end of days on Becky Lynch, oh, fuck WWE, they're misogynist, they're sexist, they're about
Keep
abusing
in
women.
mind,
Like, get
keep
the
in
fuck
mind,
out of
these
here.
are also the people who watch intergender wrestling. So
Yes. Yes, go complain about intergender wrestling, for fuck's sake. How are you gonna complain about Becky Lynch taking an end of days when on fucking intergender wrestling you have Joey Ryan grabbing women by their fucking breasts and German suplexing them, and fucking people hitting Canadian destroyers on women through fucking glass and thumbtacks. Go complain about that. You have
yes,
fucking men beating women over the head with fucking baseball bats with nails on them and shit in fucking intergender matches. But oh no, Becky Lynch takes a fucking end of days, and that's just the end of the world, and fuck WWE. Whatever. But it was just all bad during this time. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I think this is when she was Becky Two Belts still. I think.
no, it wasn't
Or
it
was it not?
because
But who the fuck was the women's champion at this time then? I don't even
Bailey.
remember. Is that fucking freaking?
It was Bailey because what happened was basically what happened was Charlotte won it from Becky at Money in the Bank, and then like 2 minutes later
Oh
Bailey cashed
yeah,
in,
that's
and then
right.
she had her long fucking reign until October of last year.
Yeah, and then fucking the Kabuki Warriors had the fucking tag titles for a while for some reason.
They
They
had
had them
it.
for
They
a
had
good
it
bit.
from Hell in a Cell 2019 all the way to WrestleMania 36, and then Cross and fucking Alexa had it, and then I don't know. I think they lost it to Sasha and Bailey, and they had those titles, and then they meant something for again, and then Shayna and fucking Nia. Now we just don't talk about it no more. Now we just don't fucking talk about it.
Yep. So yeah, yeah. I mean everything Austin just said, and just since then it's been nothing but bad women's match after bad women's match, bad promo, and like, there's been good stuff. There has been good stuff, but it's overall mostly bad, and it's just continued to get worse and worse and worse and
I
worse.
mean,
And people just
they
somehow don't
re-signed
see it.
Eva Marie, so
Yes.
they fired Lana and then re-signed
Why?
Eva Marie. So what the fuck? They took out one
Motherfucking,
bad wrestler
they
and
fired Ruby Riot.
they took out one bad wrestler and then signed another one, and then they fired Ruby Riot and fucking they fired Mickey James and goddamn who else did they
They
fire?
sent her a fucking trash bag. Go do your damn hardcore country and impact, you fucking goddamn milf.
Who else did they fire woman
Anyway,
wise?
I think fucking Santana Garrett.
Oh yeah,
I don't
Santana
remember if there's any
Garrett,
others. Lana,
and
definitely. Dang,
then
that
Lana,
was one thing they fucking did right.
and then they also fired Brandy Lauren, and you'll we don't fucking care about her.
Another
Fuck
good
that bitch.
decision.
Yeah. But yeah, they fired a lot of people. They fire too much people and sign awful people. How the fuck is Ridge
Hmm.
Holland still on the fucking
And
roster? And fucking
I
Eva
don't
Marie.
know.
Like, we got people like Ridge Holland, fucking Eva Marie, fucking goddamn. God, I just can't.
So then, and it just sucks because people defend it and they don't understand why I hate women's wrestling. Watch it. It's not good. I mean, for Christ's sake, especially the women's tag team stuff. It is some of the worst entertainment, the worst athleticism, the worst, like, is the laziest amount of fucking hype or care ever put into any wrestling I've
I mean, there's also women that could just get
ever
fired
seen in my life.
for saying
In my
that
life.
they could,
And
like, support
even though
fucking
Sasha and Bailey had the
unionization,
titles for a year, like,
and then fucking delete their tweets and shit.
yeah,
And
like Zelina
then,
Vega, and then come
then
back because
yeah,
money.
come back.
So
Yeah, pretty fucking bad.
fuck you, Zelina Vega. Anyway, so it just got worse and worse. NXT had a good women's division, and then NXT got bad. Fucking, I don't understand what.
I mean, they signed
NXT
Priscilla
had
Kelly.
Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai. And then fucking now they've completely ruined Ripley. Completely. She is, oh my god, man. Like, her in NXT compared to her now, and this happens with every single person they bring up. Like, Rhea Ripley is terrible now. They had her doing like forced scripted promos. She didn't even sound like herself. And they had her win the title. Fucking everybody was Asuka because she was Raw Women's Champion for so long and had no competition in the fucking division at all, because their women's division consisted of fucking Asuka, Charlotte, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, and that's it. And then fucking
And
Rhea
now they
came
added
in
fucking Eva Marie to
and
that.
won the title. And Doudrop, don't forget Doudrop.
I don't fucking like Doudrop or Eva Marie, so who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm. So it's just so, it's to a point where it's so bad that I can't understand where people defend it. The wrestling isn't good. It's like the women don't even try, is what it feels like. Did you see the women's fucking Money in the Bank ladder match? People that are watching, none of that match felt like the women were trying. They were botching so much. This is every women's match. They botch so fucking much, and they just act like they don't fucking try. And especially during the COVID era, like, it seemed like nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
Kairi,
nobody wanted to be
especially
there.
Nia Jax, because Kairi Sane got injured like 14 times.
And fucking, I mean, bless her soul, Kairi Sane said it wasn't Nia Jax's fault, but everybody knows it was, because Nia Jax should not be anywhere near a wrestling ring in her life ever again.
But she will.
Fuck.
You know she will.
It's so bad, man. Like, they just don't fucking try. They do dumb shit all the time. Like, oh, well, fucking Becky Lynch is pregnant. Let's have Shayna Baszler the whole division inside the Elimination Chamber in their WrestleMania. Oh, Shayna Baszler loses. Oh, next pay-per-view. Oh, Becky's pregnant. Let's just give Asuka the championship and waste the briefcase. Great job. And bury Shayna. Shayna's never been the same after that.
No,
Shayna's
she
been
was so
stuck in a tag team with Nia Jax.
yeah, she was so down in the
The
dump.
women's tag team titles.
She was so sad that she had to fucking fucking torture herself by teaming with Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm. And fucking like even Shayna said like a fucking thing of her talking about how like when she came up to the main roster, like she said specifically Vince was wrestling, he wanted her to wrestle how he wants her to wrestle, and that's why Shayna performs the way she does now. Instead of being that badass fucking MMA fighter / wrestler that she was in NXT, now she's this fucking just blech. Like, it sucks. It fucking sucks. And it's not all the women's fault. It's not. It's some of their fault because they couldn't fucking wrestle a goddamn paper bag if they tried. But fucking like some women get told to wrestle a certain way. The women, no matter how much WWE shoves the women's movement and the women's empowerment and all that shit down your throat, no matter how much they shove it down your throat, they don't treat the women as important as the men. No matter what they say, they really don't.
I mean, personally, I don't even think that the women's evolution is a thing anymore if they're having fucking Eva Marie on their roster. At that point, that's a fucking de-evolution. That, like, that is not an evolution. That is a de-evolution.
No, Austin, it's the evolution.
No, it's a fucking... Nah, evolution is a mystery. Evolution is an atrocity. That's what I'm fucking saying right there.
The entire women's division and women's wrestling in general is an atrocity. It's bad. Like, and I respect all the women that in the COVID era. I had to work during and I respect everybody who had to work through that. But
even Nia Jax?
It's just at what point do you just fucking? Oh no, not her, but like, I respect Sasha and Bayley so much for literally carrying most of that. Like, I'm not even talking just about the women's division. Like, a lot of fucking weeks, like a lot of people were only watching because Sasha and Bayley were on the show. Like, they were like the best part. That's why they were on like every single show, because they were like the best part of every show. Because all the shows were so fucking bad that the women's tag team champions were the best part of the show. That's fucking sad. And credit to Sasha and Bayley for holding it down, because they wrestled Raw, NXT, and SmackDown every single fucking week. What were all these other fucking dumb bimbos doing, like goddamn Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke and Nia and fucking Shayna and fucking Tamina and Natalia and Carmella and fucking Alexa Bliss and all that? What were they doing? Barely being on the fucking show and shit.
I mean, Alexa wasn't really on the show.
Throw the Iconics in there too.
Alexa wasn't really on the show until The Fiend fucking snatched her up and shit.
Well, anyway, fucking women's wrestling right now, even though the crowds are back, and I don't want people fucking sitting here saying, oh, when the crowds are back, it's so much better and this and that. It's not. It's arguably worse. And fucking the women's wrestling right now is the worst it's ever been. Like, I've said this before, it might even be worse than like Divas era shit. Like, that's how bad and little you fucking care about it. And I'm not saying that that's the women's fault, because it's not their fucking fault. It's WWE's fault for how they book their women's division, how they make their women come off on TV, and how they write their promos for the women, and how they book the storylines. It's all their fault. And it's not just WWE either. It's not just them. They're the worst of it. But AEW's women's division also fucking is dog shit. It is dog shit. And we just found out today. It took them 2 fucking years to fucking sign Thunder Rosa. She just got signed today, and she's been there almost since the fucking beginning of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
God fucking damn. But that's pretty much my story of since that Sasha Banks and Charlotte Hell in a Cell match. I have despised women's wrestling more and more and more and more and more as time has went on, because it's got worse and 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 worse every month, every week. It is bad. I don't see it as bad. You need to have your brain checked. And I'm not trying to be mean, but how do you sit there and watch every week and go, oh my god, because I see people, the fucking stands on Instagram and Twitter, oh my god, I love this women's match so much, oh my god, Nia Jax is so great at what she does, she's a better heel than Roman Reigns right now, oh my god. The women's tag team titles are the greatest titles ever created. Oh my god, they should add SmackDown women's tag team titles and Raw tag team titles and NXT women's tag team titles. Oh my god, we need a Queen of the Ring tournament. My god.
Don't forget the dumbasses who fucking think Eva Marie is the best fucking wrestler in the world.
Some people
there are some fucking sick
lost the plot.
Sick individuals that fucking just they legit. I don't even know, man. There are some sick individuals out there.
It's just, I don't get how people just don't see that it's awful. Like, I just don't understand why people will support women's wrestling until their last dying breath.
Well,
I don't understand.
I mean, people support fucking Curtain Head Xia Li still. Fucking, and you've seen her wrestle. She's fucking awful.
And you know what? Let me talk about NXT for a second, because I didn't talk about NXT. NXT's women's division fucking sucks now. They have good women's wrestlers. Like, they have, like, Candice LeRae is a good wrestler. Indy Hartwell's a good wrestler. Io Shirai, Zoe Stark, fucking the Ember Moon they still got. Raquel and Dakota are good. But the problem is they fucking added women's tag team titles to NXT. So now we have the regular women's tag team titles that were defended on NXT for half of the fucking last year. Then fucking Regal and Trips and Shawn and fucking Heart Palpitation Jesse James all decided that NXT needed its own set of women's tag team titles for some ungodly reason. So now all the women in NXT are fucking going after the women's tag team titles, which is taken away from the women's title division, which is why Raquel's fucking title reign sucked cock, because she has nobody to go against, because they're all going for the tag team titles, and it's awful. It is awful. It is awful. Those are, like, the women's tag team titles themselves were, like, the most pointless, needless titles I've ever seen. But my god, the NXT women's tag team titles are the most pointless, needless, careless, low effort, don't give a single motherfucking flying fuck championships I've ever seen in my life.
They've changed 4 times in the past, like, since... When were they? Like, right after Vengeance Day is when they were added, so that's fucking, like, only, like, about 6 months now? And they've changed, like, hands 4 times in 6 months.
Fucking bullshit. Fucking, I remember that day too, because William Regal was like, oh my god, this announcement's gonna change the landscape of NXT forever. Fuck off.
Remember when Dakota and Raquel were named champions and then they lost it the same night?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember. Cause why the fuck not?
I love how Raquel and fucking Dakota didn't even get a shot at the goddamn. Like, they won that whole tournament, but never got a fucking shot at the fucking actual women's tag team titles. They just fucking. They were just like, fuck
did.
you.
They did. Well, they did before that when they fucking lost to Nia.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. They did, but then they got it on NXT and they didn't.
Because of the whole entire fucking goddamn women's Dusty Cup tournament, and they go through the whole motherfucker, and then they just lose, and they don't even get. See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about with the women's division. And people defend this. How are you gonna have Dakota Kai and Raquel dominate the tournament, win it, in honor of Dusty motherfucking Rhodes, and then you don't even give them the opportunity to wrestle for the titles on the pay-per-view? You do it on NXT, you have them lose because of goddamn chemotherapy Adam Pearce with his fucking haircut, and then you fucking goddamn, you give a tag team title match to Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair on the pay-per-view the week after, when they're not even a team. They were in a feud for the women's championship. What the fuck? And then you had Nia Jax pin both the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion.
And she never got a shot too, I don't think.
She got a shot against Sasha, but thank God the Lord above was watching that day and he prevented that from happening. Oh my god.
Dude, we would have saw a whole other side of Devin if fucking if Sasha would have lost. It would have been hell would have froze over. God damn. Actually, I don't even know if we would have got to the review. He might have had a heart attack if that fucking happened.
I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense, and that's just one example of the many fucking times that they've done stupid, nonsensical shit like that with
the most recent one that they've done is they've had Xia Li knock out Mercedes Martinez and then automatically get a shot at Raquel's title.
Mm-hmm.
And then lose. So it didn't even matter.
Well, they don't forget fucking goddamn Charlotte had like 18 surgeries, and every single fucking time she returned, she immediately got a title shot for nothing. Meanwhile, all the women on the roster that are wrestling every week don't get a single title shot, but Charlotte goes and gets her fucking boobs bigger and comes back and here you go, Queen Charlotte. Fucking here, I'll give you this title shot if you let me look at your boobies. Like, what the fuck? Dude?
I think Vince respects the plastic surgery. I think maybe Charlotte fucking recommended her surgeon to him, and maybe that's why.
You seen he made Trish Stratus bark like a dog. You seen how he reacted to Stacy Keibler's fucking legs. You seen his fucking shit with goddamn Sable. Like, I mean, for Christ's fucking sake, the man can't control himself around blondes. Why do you think? Oh my god! Why do you
besides Stacy Keibler, like, I don't think the man can control himself around plastic because he enjoys Charlotte and fucking Sable. So.
And Alexa Bliss too. I'm throwing her in there.
I mean, she's not really plastic, though.
She didn't get fucking title matches because of her wrestling ability. I'll tell you that right the fuck now.
Well, yeah. It was probably her ass, to be honest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Vince likes what Vince likes, so can't argue with that. I'm an ass man myself, but...
yeah, same here.
Oh my fucking god.
Just not fucking Nia Jax's ass. That's not, no.
And the thing is, they have two sets of women's tag. This is where I do not understand why there's so much support from these fucking fans. The women's tag team divisions don't have any women's tag teams. They've literally broken up every single team they had. They fired the Iconics. They fired the Iconics. They broke up Sasha Banks and Bayley. They broke up Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They fucking goddamn they fucking spoiler. This will probably be out after NXT anyway. They now broke up Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. They fucking goddamn they broke up Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart to fucking put Tegan Nox in a tag team. Great job.
It's okay.
Now she's gonna be fucking stuck there.
It's okay because guess what? They're gonna make a new tag team, and it's gonna be fucking Alexa Bliss and I don't know.
Nikki Ash.
Well, not. I wasn't gonna say Nikki Ash. I was gonna say something fucking completely random.
They already had them teaming together, and they have fucking Naomi and Asuka teaming together too. Because hey, we don't got nothing for them to do.
They'll make a new team. They'll make fucking Mae Young's Tombstone and Goldberg's wife. I don't know.
That would be more entertaining than watching anything in this women's division. Seeing Mae Young's Tombstone hit wrestling moves. I bet you Goldberg's wife could probably out wrestle half of these women.
You know, Goldberg met his. I did find out that Goldberg met his wife in like a scene from Santa's Sleigh where she was a stripper and basically Goldberg as Santa Claus just basically put his face right in her fucking vagina, and that was how they met on set. And that's what a wonderful fucking story to tell your children. Goldberg.
I'm sure we'll get to that if we ever cover Santa's Sleigh on the live commentaries.
Well, we probably will, because you'll probably torture me.
God, I'm about to have an aneurysm. Like, I don't understand. They've broken up, like, every women's tag team they had. Like, they fired Ruby Riott, so now the Riott Squad, the only legit team they had, isn't a thing. They fucking fired Lana, thank God, but then they broke up the team of Naomi and Lana, but now Naomi has fucking Asuka because they don't have nothing to do with Asuka now, because hey, look, she's Japanese and she's screaming Japanese, and they have all the interviewers say they can't understand what she's saying, and look at Asuka, she can dance like a freaking, like she's got ADHD and shit.
She dances like she's on crack.
Like, I don't care if any women's wrestlers watch this video, whatever. What I want to say to you, any women's wrestler that's watching this video, especially if it's some fucking buddy, like a Liv Morgan, or fucking a Dakota Kai, or a Tegan Nox, or anybody like that is yet to get a push because of fucking bullshit, I want to know, why can't you do better? Why can't you fucking stand up for yourself? Fucking, you want to talk about all this women's empowerment and all that shit? Well, why don't you fucking stand up to yourself and fucking make them stop doing the fucking bullshit that they keep giving you? What's the point of fucking wrestling your fucking life away every goddamn week when you're never gonna get elevated to where, like, beyond where you are now? What's the point? You're just wasting your time.
You know what's sad? I would rather watch Steve-O do random shit on Jackass than watch a women's wrestling match right now.
Exactly. That's my fucking point with this video. It's so fucking dead. Women's wrestling is dead right now, and people can say whatever they want. Oh, women's wrestling is actually on a big boom right now. You're just a fucking hater. How about you just need to shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of shit. I'm not a goddamn hater. Quit calling me a goddamn hater just because I don't agree with your fucking opinion.
It's our opinion.
It doesn't make me a fucking hater, goddammit.
For the people who think we're just negative all the time, let us speak our fucking opinion. That's what we do.
You know,
and the thing is,
to call it a hater again, you want to call us haters? I'm gonna call you fucking dick suckers. How about that?
Honestly, the thing is, we were legit
fucking
just talking.
Dwarf dong suckers. That's what you are.
We were legit just talking before this video about how we're probably gonna end the current wrestling reviews after SummerSlam because of all the negativity that we fucking spew. Because of how negative we get.
Oh, yeah.
So, don't fucking comment at us.
It sucks.
Don't at us. We might do some classic reviews in the future, but we're not fucking doing current. Because it's so goddamn negative and toxic, we can't fucking do it no more. After SummerSlam, we're done.
Mm-hmm. Fucking, and
We got a
I
special.
wanted to make
We
this
have
video
the
because.
special video for number 50 though of the wrestling reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wanted people with this video to understand why I don't like women's wrestling and why I hate it so much. I I want to enjoy women's wrestling. I just like everybody else, all these supporters, I want to support the women. I want to see the women wrestle every week and be like, yeah, that women's match was awesome. These women are awesome and all that. But I can't sit there and fucking fake it. I can't. Like, you fucking people that support it, like, when they do, like, any fucking women's match every week, there's all these fucking people that support it. Oh my god, that match was so good. It was so amazing. I love the women's division. It's the best it's ever been right now. Like, you cannot say that. You're fucking faking. It's not.
Either
Stop
you're
fucking
faking,
sugarcoating it.
either you're faking, or you're just delusional.
God. I can't. I, honest to God, I can't sit there and fucking act fake. I can't sit there and fucking act like I like something just because everybody else likes it. I can't physically do that. I can't do that. I don't care who says it's good. I don't care who enjoys it. I don't. And that's my choice. And everybody should fucking respect the fact that I hate women's wrestling instead of fucking goddamn going off on people about it and shit. Just because, oh, well, they hate women's wrestling, and then, oh, well, but then, like, it's so hypocritical. Oh, well, they hate on us liking women's wrestling, so let's hate on them. Like, oh, we're allowed to. Basically, it's like hypocritical because it's like, oh, well, we're allowed to love women's wrestling, but nobody's allowed to hate on it. We like this, but nobody can dislike it. If you don't like it, fuck you. Go kill yourself. Fuck off. I just want to say that I hate women's wrestling. Right now, it's the worst it's ever been. I don't care what anybody says. You can call me a hater, whatever. It's my opinion. It's my thoughts. It's how I feel. And if you don't like it, then fucking, I don't know what to tell you. Fuck all that. God damn it. I'm going to tell you right now, because I feel like people think I don't like any fucking women.
You cutting out.
At all. When I say I hate women's wrestling, it doesn't mean I hate every single women's wrestler. Austin loves AEW. 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 Austin loves AEW.
Fuck. God damn it.
So, I'm gonna tell you the women that I like. I'm gonna tell you my favorite women in wrestling right now, because I feel like people think I don't like any women just because I say I hate women's wrestling. I'll tell you who I like. So we'll go Raw first. I like Rhea Ripley. They're ruining her, but I like Rhea Ripley. I like Asuka. I like Naomi. I wish they would do better with them. I like Charlotte's in-ring ability, but I can't stand Charlotte. I respect her in-ring ability, though, because she's very good at what she does, in-ring wise. But, then, I mean, that's about all the women I like on Raw. They don't have that many women. SmackDown. Obviously, I think Sasha Banks is the best women's wrestler they have in terms of wrestling ability. I love Sasha Banks. Bianca Belair is very good in the ring. Wish her title reign would be going better, and wish her promo skills were better, but Bianca Belair, I like Bianca Belair. God, who the fuck else? Oh, yeah. Liv Morgan. I like Liv Morgan. I wish they would do more with Liv Morgan. She's one of those people where it's like no matter how many years she's there, she's never going to get pushed, no matter what. She's never won a title since debuting. Never. Not even a women's tag title. Neither did fucking Ruby Riott either. And it's sad. But I like Liv Morgan. Fucking, I liked Zelina Vega. I think she's fucking for signing back with WWE, but I like her in ring talent. I fucking don't respect her after doing that stupid fucking trance shit that fucking
But
Alexa
then
Bliss did
she supports
to her at Money in the Bank.
unionization.
But I like Zelina Vega's wrestling ability. Oh, I guess not, because so for someone who supported unionization and got fired for it, she really fucking just up and fucking left her Twitch audience.
She was
and
a part.
she left the reason she got fired for to go back to the people that fired her. What a dumbass.
She was part of the union. She held a 2x4.
And she cared so much about her Twitch that she got herself fired. And then, what does her Twitch audience get for that? Because she sweared up and down she loved them so much and she loved her Twitch community. What do they get for that? Oh, she just up and leaves, no explanation. Still has yet to give an explanation.
They got Dead by Daylight, Among Us, and then she up and left.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget she dyed her hair red because of the imposter.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that she got fired for wanting to do Twitch.
Yeah.
And then fucking... But to show how much love she really had for her Twitch, she just up and left, no explanation for months, and then came back on WWE, and then she's fucking acting like a fucking bitch because anytime you try to hate on her for it, she gives like smart ass comments and thinks that fucking everybody who hates on her for signing back is fucking stupid and fucking... She posted some kind of tweet hating on fucking all these like wrestling journalists and critics and all this type of shit, and saying all these dirt sheets can keep on like posting all these fake articles about me and all this stuff. And I don't understand what the fuck is going on in her head, but she's lost the plot. Zelina has lost the plot. I don't respect her anymore. But this is supposed to be about who I like, damn it. I like her in-ring ability. I will admit that. I like Natalia's in-ring ability. Natalia is a good wrestler. She's just bland and nobody cares about her. But I like her as a wrestler.
Fucking white bread, crazy cat lady.
But I like her as a wrestler. She's a good athlete, and she actually knows how to wrestle.
What about nobody's meaner than Tamina?
Moving on to NXT. So for NXT, I used to like... Well, okay, so I forgot about these two women. So I like Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox is good at what she does. She's a great wrestler. They ain't gonna fucking do nothing with Tegan Nox, I'll tell you right now. But I like Tegan Nox. I don't mind Shotzi Blackheart. I do think her gimmick is really fucking annoying. And
I don't like Shotzi.
You can tell she's a fucking indie wrestler. But I think she's okay. But I do like Toni Storm. Toni Storm is very good. She's supposed to debut on SmackDown tomorrow, actually.
Toni Storm looks fucking great.
Moving on to NXT.
In the back region.
Moving on to NXT. I like Raquel Gonzalez. But her title reign fucking sucked ass because of the women's tag titles. I like Dakota Kai. Hopefully now that they had her turn on Raquel, they'll actually give her the fucking championship. But then you gotta ask yourself, though, if she wins the women's title, they're gonna run into the same problem.
Yeah.
Who's Dakota gonna have to face? That's what I'm getting at here. Even if she wins the title, who the fuck is she gonna have to face? Because Raquel has no division. So what makes the difference if Dakota wins it? She's not gonna have a division either.
Something tells me if they have Dakota win it, they're gonna do some shit where Raquel wins it back or some shit and becomes a 2-time.
Oh, fucking know. I don't know. I was hoping that since Tegan came back at Great American Bash, I thought that they were eventually going to do a thing where obviously Dakota turns on Raquel, then Dakota would win the women's championship. Then I figured down the line at like the takeover they do before WrestleMania that we would get Tegan versus Dakota for the title, and then that would be where Tegan would finally win the women's title.
Yeah.
And like the rivalry would lead up to that. That's what I thought. But no, let's put her on SmackDown and put her with Shotzi Blackheart and fuck you to whatever. But so I like Raquel and Dakota. They're great women. Dakota is a criminally underused talent when it comes to wrestler, and I'm glad that they're going to do something with her. I hope they give her the title because she's been there since fucking 2017. It is not fucking. I mean, she won the NXT Women's Tag Title, but you know I don't consider those real championships. So Dakota has not won a championship. But so there's those two. I love Io Shirai. Io Shirai is one of the best women's wrestlers they have. She carried NXT for most of the year last year.
Yeah.
Then I think Zoe Stark is all right. I'm interested to see if they weren't in this fucking tag team shit. I'd like to see what she could do as a singles wrestler. I don't like Xia Li. Like
I don't like
Xia Li is
either.
a great athlete. I've seen like videos of Xia Li and stuff. She's a really good athlete. Just I don't care about her.
I don't think she's a good athlete. I think I think she sucks in the ring.
Like,
I think
her gimmick is stupid.
Her gimmick sucks.
But apparently Triple H is.
Like, everything fucking sucks, man. With her.
Oh, but Triple H is high on her right now, though, Austin.
I don't give a shit if Triple H is going down on her. Fuck Xia Li.
Well, that means she's going to be getting more title matches if Triple H is high on her. But, I like Mercedes Martinez. She has that kind of like Shayna Baszler type vibe to me, like that NXT Shayna Baszler type vibe.
I hope they push her,
making her lose.
I wish they would push her because she's about to be in her 40s.
She can't be legit if she doesn't fucking win. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And God, who else do they have in that division? I mean, I like Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I think they're talented. I just wish they weren't in the fucking like it sucks. Like Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae. They're all talented wrestlers. It's just they're all in this fucking terrible The Way gimmick. Especially Austin Theory, man. It is fucking harming him.
Austin Theory needs a fucking, at least the North American title. That's what he needs. Yeah. And he'll be fucking amazing, dude. Like,
yeah,
give that man a title. Please.
And, like, we've seen, like, Candice LeRae go for the women's title before. Like, her matches with Io Shirai were great. She's had matches with Dakota. She's had matches with fucking Tegan. Like, they've had really good... Like, she's had great matches. It just, the whole her and Johnny Gargano stuff just makes me not like her. And then Indy Hartwell, I feel like could be good. It's just because of the Way shit, we haven't really seen what she could be. Yeah, that too. But
going back to Austin Theory real quick.
Going
back to Austin Theory real quick. He's actually, not only is he a good wrestler, he's really fucking respectful too. Because Randy Orton told a story about how since Austin Theory used the TKO, he asked Randy Orton permission if he could use it when he was on the main roster for that couple months.
Oh yeah, when he was part of fucking Seth Rollins' group for no reason.
Yeah. So, like, he's really fucking respectful. He needs a fucking push badly. He's not good in The Way.
They keep making him lose too.
Yeah.
But Fuck, what other women do they have? Oh, Ember Moon. I like Ember Moon. She's a great wrestler. Just now, she doesn't have Shotzi Blackheart. Hour. This is well over an hour now.
Yeah,
But
it's recording again.
okay, so Ember Moon doesn't have Shotzi Blackheart and fucking lost Raquel and like she is starting to feel like now. And this is what I'm saying about NXT is like starting to feel like Raw. Like it feels like Ember Moon is becoming the same Ember Moon we've seen on Raw, just losing, has no direction for her. Like uh what other fucking
Well,
women do that? Oh,
they have
fucking
Frankie Monet.
she's great. I don't know why on God's green earth they're putting her in the Robert Stone brand. I don't know why, man. Oh,
They have Priscilla Kelly
man.
and Cora Jade as well.
Mhm. Fucking. I mean, who knows if they're gonna be good or not? I don't fucking know because
Well,
they don't barely use them.
Priscilla Kelly has never been good, so you could count on her being bad. I don't know about Cora Jade though.
They also have fucking Saray, but I haven't seen much of her, so I don't know if she's really good
I've
or not.
watched one fucking match of hers, and I haven't watched any other one.
I mean, they have Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, but they're just fucking TikTok thoughts, so I don't really give a fuck.
Well, I don't
So,
really think Casey Catanzaro's a thought because she doesn't really have like, you know, anything to be a thought for because she's a plank of wood. But she's also got Ricochet, so who knows?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. And fucking, well, NXT doesn't really have I don't know if they fucking still have Aaliyah or not, because she quit the Robert Stone brand, but I don't know what the fuck. I mean,
Apparently
goddamn, she's been
they
there so
traded
long.
Mandy Rose for Aaliyah, so on Raw, so
Oh boy, she's going from doing nothing to doing even less nothing. Somehow she went from nothing to doing less than nothing. Great. They're
yeah,
probably gonna put her in a team with Dana Brooke, probably, or Eva Marie.
probably. Oh God, dude.
What a pathetic career she's had. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
Anyway, let's move on to NXT UK because I can't remember any other NXT women right now.
Well, you got Zaya Brookside.
Yeah, I like her. She's great. I wish they would do more with her. They make her lose so fucking much. Every time, like, I used to watch NXT UK just to watch her matches because I like her. But fucking they make her lose every single match. Like, fuck. And then she was like supposed to be in a NXT UK women's title. This was retarded. So Zaya was supposed to be in this like fatal 5-way match where the winner would become the number one contender for the UK Women's Championship. So then this fucking wrestler, I forget what the fuck her name was, she attacks Zaya and injures her so Zaya can't compete. So then they give her that spot, even though they have on camera her attacking Zaya. And then, so Zaya doesn't get to be in the championship match. I mean, the number one contenders match. So instead of giving Zaya another chance, they have her wrestle the person who attacked her, and then she loses. Like, what the fuck? It's so bad. But I like Zaya. I like Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray is great. She was women's champion for a while for a reason because she's fucking great. Miko Satomura is good. I haven't seen much of her, but I like what I've seen so
I
far.
haven't seen any of her.
And
Like I've seen what she looks like and how she won the title and shit, but I haven't seen anything else.
she's good. Fucking God, I mean, Piper Niven was decent. But now she's fucking Dewdrop, so she's dead to me. But, goddamn, who else is on that fucking roster? Oh, there's like Mickey. Whatever chick used to be Millie McKenzie, she's decent. have Killer Kelly, but she's not more. Um, I fucking all the other women on NXT are scrubs. I don't know who the fuck they are. The only other one I know is Jenny, and she's not that good.
Wait,
So,
okay, so
oh,
you
I
said
almost
Killer
forgot. They
Kelly?
have Bea Priestley there now. I'm sorry,
You
Blair
said
Davenport. She's
you
real.
said Killer Kelly
So,
was on NXT UK.
didn't
When was
wasn't
she
she
on
in the UK?
UK? I don't think she was. I don't
I
remember
just
her.
remember fucking. I thought I remembered her name being on NXT UK, and she was there for a little bit, and then she like quit wrestling
I
because all
remember.
she does is stream on Twitch now.
I remember she like disgraced herself last year by being on Impact.
hmm I'm pretty certain she was on NXT UK. I'm gonna look it up, but I mean that's all the women I like. But
Well, after he looks
but
this up, I guess we could end this. What the fuck?
yeah, Killer Kelly. Come on, fucking Google, quit lagging. NXT UK. Yeah, she wrestled on NXT UK.
Oh,
She
I
was
guess.
only in NXT UK. She was never on NXT. I don't know what world you're living in.
I don't know. I'm fucking dumb today, so.
But yeah, so that's why I don't like women's wrestling, and that's why it sucks now. That's how I feel about it. If you don't agree with me, oh well. I mean, I have my opinion, you have yours, so whatever. But at the end of the day, to each their own, I guess. But that's my opinion about it, so yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Fuck women's wrestling, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Austin Simps for Nia Jax.
No, I fucking don't. I could end this when I fucking want. Fucking Devin Simps for goddamn Tamina and Nia Jax and want the 3-way.